stock. Then you have two people on the show, one guy saying buy it, the other guy says don't buy it. So the question is, what the hell do you do? Well, we don't have questions here at Phil's Gang. And they never have to ask the question, what do you think the market's going to do? My members always know what the market's going to do because they've learned how to follow the money. That's right, follow the money. You don't follow fundamentals, you follow the money. And what is that? That's volume. That's the buyers and the sellers. And the other thing, you got to learn how to sell a stock as well as buy a stock.
Follow the money. Follow Phil Grandy.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Go to my podcast, YouTube, and Rumble every day. That's philsgang.com.
There's a lot of noise out there in the financial world. Bank failures, interest rates, bonds versus stocks. It's a lot. That's why it's important to find a voice of reason that can guide you through these volatile times. Phil Grandy and philsgang.com is where you can find honest, helpful guidance to successful investing.
Get the knowledge and understand how the market really works.
And for a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
Phil Grandy has successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. That's right, philsgang.com. Join my gang for 10 days. It's free. If anything, during that 10-day period, you're going to learn how the market really works. You're going to find information that you never had before. You're going to walk away and go, I didn't know that. So join my gang for 10 days free, philsgang.com. And you're also going to learn how to make money when the market goes down. It's kind of silly just sitting there with the market going down, hoping. Why hope when you can sell short and make money? Either way, you make money when the market goes up, you make money when the market goes down. That's the benefit of Phil's Gang. You make money.
Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, advice, and software that will take your investing to the next level.
philsgang.com. Sign up free for 10 days.
The stocks discussed on Phil's Gang are not in any way a recommendation or solicitation to buy, sell, or hold. If considering acting on information presented, we first recommend you seek out a competent, licensed professional for advice. Get ready for the radio show that tells you what Wall Street doesn't want you to know.
Oh, I'm a money magnet. Money, money, money's coming to me. Money sets me free. I'm a money magnet. Money, 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 money's coming to me.
It's your daily dose of how to manage your money. And now it's time for Phil's Gang on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. With your host, Phil Grandy.
And then, of course, you've got the excess savings, which some economists and investors are predicting will start to really be completely drawn down to zero and maybe go negative as soon as this month.
And at the end of the day, the consumer looks immensely strong, so much so that many people are willing to quit their jobs. They've got so much in savings. It's a remarkable situation, Hadley. It kind of reminds me of the late 50s, early 60s.
It's amazing, isn't it? How they lie. It's incredible. Welcome to Phil's Gang. Wow. I mean, you know, they have the swamp in Washington, but we also have a swamp in Wall Street. You can't believe a thing they're saying. I mean, here they're telling us the economy, okay? Listen to this.
The overall economy remains pretty healthy, and that should bode well for earnings overall.
Are you kidding me? Healthy? The economy? Think about this Bidenomics, this green energy. When Biden signed that $1.8 trillion climate bill, the U.S. Treasury only had $875 million in its checking account. And we were experiencing, when he signed that bill, $1.8 trillion with $875 million in checking account, we were experiencing the largest economic downturn since the recession. And we still are. The country has a net loss of $1.2 trillion. This was a business with a net loss of $1.2 trillion. The accountants would have to say it's not a going concern. It'd have to go bankrupt. That's right. But only the government has a machine to print money to stop that. We have the largest negative net worth. Imagine owning a company and the net worth of the company is $20 trillion, but yet you can turn around and go spend $1.8 trillion on this foolish green climate bill? What are you, nuts? We have the largest national debt ever, $32 trillion. The largest interest debt payments ever is $600 billion. The largest corporate debt, $13 trillion. And the reason we got the largest corporate debt because they've been for 14 years borrowing money at zero interest rates. Now they're screwed. They got to pay it back, and interest rates are at zero. They're now paying 6%, 5%, these corporations, and that's why the corporations are in such big trouble. This is unbelievable. And then you got the largest household debt ever, $17 trillion. People have tapped out their savings, they tapped out their insurance, they tapped out their equity from their home. Now they got their credit cards up to $1 trillion, tapping them out. And she's telling us what a great economy we have? It's unbelievable. Fake Business News Network is a swamp. They lie. Manufacturing now is at a 14-year low. 14-year low. We've been in a downtrend since June 2022. This is crazy. Production is down big time. The biggest drop since December of 2022. And it's causing layoffs they don't talk about. We have the worst inverted yield curve, historic debt and deficits. Earnings are the biggest. We've had the biggest 2-year drop in earnings. But they don't care. Why? Because what do they buy? Everybody buys tech stocks, and tech stocks don't need earnings. Isn't that amazing? Tech stocks don't need earnings. For God's sakes, look at Apple. Apple rallied 45% during the first and second quarter of this year. But their quarters were negative. They had negative quarters, but they rallied 45%. Doesn't matter, because what? They're not growth. They're growth stocks. They're not value stocks. This is crazy. So we have historic debt deficits. Our earnings are going down. This is nuts. Now, the government, at the same time, is collecting $4.2 trillion, but they're spending $6.2 trillion. What are you, nuts? Now, remember, this climate change bill is insane. Included in that bill. Oh, by the way, the bill was designed and signed in a way that future presidents can't change it. So this is a climate change bill. Inside that bill, they have free family leave, free community college, lower prescription drugs for seniors. But here's what they don't explain. That's a lie. And you hear them, you hear White House comes out and says, well, look what Biden accomplished. People are paying these low drug prices right now. And people who are paying out of their pocket $12,000 now only have to pay out of their pocket because it's capped at $2,000. That's what Blinky said the other day. And she made an exemption. Joe Sixpack, who works here at the White House, who I know personally, was paying $12,000 a month. He has a certain drug he had to get because he's got cancer. He's only paying $2,000 a month. How could that be? It doesn't start to 2026. She's a liar. Unbelievable. And then they include $300 billion in tax incentives for producers and purchasers of wind and solar. This is crazy. In other words, they're giving them an inducement to get into solar and wind so they can get rid of our oil and tend to speed up the transition away from oil and gas and coal. They acted too quickly. They're screwing us. It's unbelievable. And they're pushing these electric cars. They're saying, well, that's going to benefit everybody, electric car. They're going to get $12,500 tax credit. But what they don't tell you is 78.9%, almost 80% of Main Street workers can't qualify for a $68,000 loan, which they need to buy the stupid electric car. What are you, nuts? This is crazy. Oh, but we got to believe Biden's scientists. They know what they're doing. They claim we must quickly and deeply cut emissions now. We got to stop burning oil and gas and coal. We got to get rid of them. And we got to avert to the we're going to have this harrowing impact of climate change. We're all going to burn up and die. Yesterday, Biden, that moron, turns around and he bans oil drilling and the 11 billion barrel oil Arctic refuge. What, is he nuts? Can you imagine? We got 11 billion barrels of oil in the Arctic refuge and he won't let us drill for it. He's screwing around with our windmill. And by the way, these windmills and they have to have oil. Most of the time, we need oil to get them to run because there's not enough wind. That's right. There's not enough wind. So if it wasn't for oil, they can't get the things to turn when there's no wind. This is so stupid. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. So, the market is going to drop 48% from where it is today. And the proof is in it. I'll prove it to you. It's going to drop 48%. First, the basics. Think about this. From 2008, we had a 600% rally in the S&P. And we had a 1,200% rally in the NASDAQ. So we went from 2008 to January to November of 2022. That whole rally from 2008 to November 2022 stopped. Why? That was a whole QE rally. The only reason that rallied is because they could go in and borrow money at very, very low interest rates. But in the yields, and I'll talk about that when we get back from the break, we're 0.1%. They're now they're 5%. I think nuts. Yeah, there's proof, and I'll go over it with you. This market's going to drop.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. Over the years, I've successfully taught tens of thousands of investors how to navigate the market with confidence. Become a Phil's Gang member and receive the training, the advice, and the software that will take your investing to the next level. I have a team comprised of successful investors, all with proven track records. And the Phil's Gang software is easy to use, painless to navigate, and tells you exactly when to buy, when to sell, when to hold, when to run like hell, even short. Learn about common market mistakes and how to minimize them. You don't have to be a seasoned investor to benefit from Phil's Gang and platform. No matter what level investor you are, my strategies for investing are designed to put you on the path to success. Sign up for the 10-day free trial to see our platform in action. Avoid market pitfalls and start winning with Phil's Gang. Learn more at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're fighting against childhood cancer every day. At the heart of this battle are our donors.
Most of us want to make some type of difference in the lives of others. St. Jude does miraculous work.
The fact that no one has to pay, it's a place where everyone is treated as an equal.
Everybody is welcome here, and it doesn't matter your religion or what part of the world you're from, all that is taken away. It just gives you some hope.
It's just a nice feeling to put your energy into something that really does genuinely make a difference in a child's life.
There's just no greater gift. If we have the ability to help, then we have a responsibility to help.
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. Find out how you can help at stjude.org.
Good investing means understanding how the stock market works.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. If you really want to make sense of this market, you can't be listening to the fake Business News Network. They will not tell you the truth. They're to get you excited, to make sure you go out and you're happy so you'll buy something. That's not what we do here at Phil's Gang. We give you the truth, the direction, and that's what you need. Listen to me on my radio show each day and also on my Rumble and YouTube channel podcast. philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com.
If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy of philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works.
Did you know breast cancer kills 113 people every day? That's unacceptable.
African American women die from breast cancer nearly 41% more than Caucasian women.
That's unacceptable.
Breast cancer is the leading cause of all cancer deaths for Hispanic women.
Breast cancer is unacceptable.
Together with Susan G. Komen, we're committed to reducing U.S. breast cancer deaths by half.
And we're going to do it by 2026.
Visit Komen.org/unacceptable.
When the stock market is up one day and down the next, you need experienced advice from a pro.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandi at philsgang.com. I know you're sitting there watching the stock market. You're going, what? Is this nuts? Market goes up 700 points. Next day goes up 800 points. Then the market goes back down. Then it goes back up. What that is volatility.
You want to invest your money and grow your wealth. How do you invest intelligently?
But you got to anticipate what's going to happen with the market. And that's what we give you. Information so you can anticipate in advance what the market's going to do so you know what stocks to buy, you know what stocks to short. It's all about having good information and anticipation. You got to anticipate. The one thing you can't do is rely on your brokers. Listen.
Our responsibility begins and ends with our partners and our shareholders, and that's it.
What are you, nuts? Partners or shareholders? You're not included.
Check out the free 10-day trial and follow Phil to investing success. Learn more at philsgang.com. philsgang.com. Welcome back to the Phil's Gang Radio Show. Want to know more about Phil's Gang? Go to philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. I told my gang members to start taking profits in our oils. We've done really well with oil. When oil dropped 35%, I said, let it drop to 35%. And then when they drop that much, we'll go in and buy. Nobody will be buying. We'll get in there first. And we've done beautiful. Our MRO, which is a refiner, it's up 13%. USO, that's 17%. COP, Conoco, 14%. So we've done really, really well with our oils. Also, we did well shorting our airlines and cruise lines. Alaskan Air, 14% shorting it. American Airlines, 13% shorting it. NCLH, Norwegian Cruise Line, 9%. We just started to short CCL. That's Carnival Cruise. We just started with that. That's doing well. Our restaurants, we shorted 7%. You see, you've got to have the ability to sell short. You can't just sit there and buy stocks. You can't make money just buying. You got to be perfect. You got to be able to time stocks so well. And the best of traders can't do it. The most experienced traders on Wall Street can't do that. They don't have the skill because again, you have to rely on to make money on being right almost every time. And with the craziness in this economy, with this administration, are you kidding me? The market wants to go down. Now, the proof of the 48% is really, really simple. If you go back to 2000, and I'll put it up on my chart here so you can, so those who are following me online, you can see it right here. And if not to worry, just go to my, go to YouTube and also go to Instagram, where I do an explanation on these, okay? But if you go back to 2008, you remember what happened, what they did in 2008? When we had that crash, okay, in 2008, it wiped out $8 trillion in stock value. So the richest 1% who controls the Federal Reserve, now they control the Federal Reserve, the richest 1%, they control everything. They're the wealthy, they're the big boys, they control Congress, they control everybody. They own everything. I had a cut, I don't think it's racked up at Garland, which he explains it, or where is it? I don't think I have it. Where'd it go? Oh, here it is, right here. George Carlin. He explains it perfectly.
You have owners. They own you. They own everything. They own all the important land. They own and control the corporations. They've long since bought and paid for the Senate, the Congress, the state houses, the city halls. They got the judges in their back pockets. And they own all the big media companies, so they control just about all of the news and information you get to hear.
So true, isn't it? So true. They control everything, the richest 1%. They control the market. So in 2008, when the market collapsed and they lost $8 trillion in stock value, the richest 1%, who controls the Federal Reserve, they decided to financially engineer a comeback. So instead of doing what was best for Main Street, the richest 1% decided they're going to do what's best for themselves, which is the best for Wall Street, not Main Street. Now, what was best for Main Street was to let a recession occur. These are good things, even though they're painful for a short period of time, because they're very beneficial long term. Because whether you're an individual or household, individual households or small businesses, even the government, and most important, corporations, they're forced to clean up their balance sheet. They're forced to get rid of their malinvestments. They're forced to get off their balance sheet all the debt, tighten their belt. They're forced to do that. And then the incentive shows up because now the corporations have clean balance sheets, so there's an incentive for investors to come back in, purchase stock of these companies, value companies, in which the money will be used that they invest for the CEO to use for business investment, such as IT spending. And by the way, when you know you have a real solid rally, when all of a sudden the market drops, and then all of a sudden it comes back up, IT spending, those stocks go first. And in 2008, we never saw IT spending going first. But anyways, they take that business investment money and they put it towards IT spending, new machinery, new equipment, business investment to increase productivity, which increases new jobs, increases wages. And here's the good part, increases savings. And then people go spend. It increases economic growth. And it also increases the standard of living for Main Street. It's a win-win for everyone. That's what they used to do. But when we had that 2008 crash right before 2009 when Obama came in, remember what happened? We had Bush, baby Bush. Oh, no. We don't want a recession. We don't want a recession. No. I got to help out the richest 1%. Got to help out Wall Street, the bankers. So instead, what they said, they financially engineered what they call QE. The richest 1% did what was best for them and Wall Street. And members of Congress, like Pelosi, they engineered QE, quantitative easing. So the Federal Reserve would print money to purchase 10-year treasuries, so to lower interest rates to zero, the Fed money to zero. So instead of money going into business investment, what happens, they took money, the richest 1%, and they invested it into growth stocks, not value stocks. For value stocks to go up, they have to have earnings. Unlike Apple, which is a growth stock compared to a value stock. A growth stock like Apple went up 45% since January 2023 in spite of negative earnings. So that's why they don't buy value. They went to growth. And why you're going to have to pay for it with a 40%, 48% drop. I'll explain when I get back.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG. If you want to invest your money and grow your wealth, listen to this.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. You know, I get so tired of listening to the same garbage every day, listening to the fake business news network telling you why you should buy this stock, why you should buy, and they're always wrong. Join my gang, philsgang.com, free for 10 days. You're going to learn when to buy a stock and when not to buy a stock. Hey, years ago it was different. You could buy a stock based on fundamentals. You could buy a stock based on earnings. You could buy a stock based on PE ratios. Those days are gone. That ended with QE. That ended when they financially engineered the market in 2008. Gone. Now you got to follow the money. And we have the knowledge because we have the chart. Pro 2 color code chart tells you when to buy, when to sell, when to run like hell.
For a limited time, you can join Phil's Gang free for 10 days.
Check it out, philsgang.com. Get the truth, get the knowledge, and understand how the market really works. Remember, when this market crashed in 2009, it should have never crashed because the chairperson of these two committees, their job was to protect consumers, protect our investments, and they're supposed to ensure that our investments are being monitored. Where were they in 2009 and 2008? They weren't anywhere because they don't do that. They take care of themselves. They protect themselves. They become richer. So you can't depend on these crooks in Congress. The stock market is a great place to be, but you just got to know this is a different market than your grandfather's market. So why don't you, for 30 days, join my gang, 877-600-GANG. Try it for 30 days, $39.95. Follow me. I tell you when to buy, when to sell, when to add, and when to run like hell. All I ask you, start making money. Please remember St. Jude.
Don't wait. Join Phil's Gang today and make profits. Go to philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
Hi, I'm Phil Grandy, philsgang.com. Are you tired of being lied to about some magical economic recovery that only benefits the 1%? And then when the market does collapse, you're sitting there calling your broker, what do I do? When you should be shorting? Learn how to short the market. Continue to listen to my radio show, philsgang.com. Become a member, only $39.95 a month, and learn how to short.
Don't wait. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264.
What, are you nuts? Coffee's up 92%. Lumber's up 67%. Heating oil, what, 60%? Gasoline, 55%. I understand why you guys are telling me to raise my rates here at Phil's Gang, but we haven't raised our rates since 2001. Hi, I'm Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. I'm not going to raise my rates. Our membership's been $39.95 since 2001, and for a good reason. So that you have enough room that when you do make money here at Phil's Gang, and you will, because you're going to learn how to short stocks, that there's enough room to send some money to St. Jude. That's why we never raised our price. And that's why we give you good value. So, you want to continue with good value, good information, be on the right side of the market? Join my gang, philsgang.com, where the price has not moved, where we fight inflation. philsgang.com.
Why are investors listening to Phil Grandy of philsgang.com?
You know why people listen to my show? Because I make it simple. When you talk about the stock market, they make it so complicated. I make it easy to understand. For the average investor, the Main Street investor, most of the time, these guys, like they're talking to each other. We talk directly to you and we listen to you.
Invest better with the sound advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG. Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
The bonds are calling the shots for the stock market, and right now the bonds are saying clear sailing for now.
Are they nuts? The bonds saying clear sailing for now? Treasuries? No, they're telling us we're going down. We're on our way down. So I'm going to explain to you why we're going to get that 48% drop from where we are today down to go all the way back to the drop where they call it the pandemic sell-off. That was in 2020. Remember we had a 2018 drop? If you look at the 2018 drop where it ended up, then the 2020 drop where it ended up, almost the same place. That's where we're going to go to when this market breaks. But remember, the market is on hold. The sell-off is on hold. The only reason why the market hasn't broke is because of what the Fed did. Remember, the banks are in real bad shape. They're in bad shape. So what they do, the Fed opens up they call it the Bank Term Emergency Funding Program. I never get that name right. So what they did, they printed all this money, $2 trillion, put it in this account, the Fed, and if you're a bank and you're broke, and most banks are, especially when people have been moving their deposits, and this is how stupid government is. This is how stupid they are. They're offering, here banks are in deep trouble. Deep trouble. People can't pay their car payments. They can't pay their mortgage payments. So small business can't pay their payments. So what do? They offer depositors at banks 5% interest for 3 months, where a bank is offering, what, less than 1%. So they're competing. So what happens, people are running out of their banks, taking the money and buying bonds. Now the banks don't have any money to lend. So what do? They push interest rates up. Interest rates up from 2.4%, 2.3% to almost 8%. Almost 8%. Because the stupid government goes in and offers the depositors at the worst time to leave the bank. So they don't have enough money to give back withdrawals. So now they open up this stupid window and they go borrow this emergency money, but it's got to be paid back in March. That's 6 months from now. It's going to make things worse. What is going to change in 6 months? It's going to get worse in 6 months. Why? Because remember what is causing inflation. That Biden is spending $2 trillion more than he takes in. That's the problem that we have. When you spend more than you take in the government, you're going to have inflation. So inflation is going to keep going up. And with inflation keep going, do you remember what happened? They told us, they told us on, and I said they were nuts, don't believe them. Remember, they told us on, I think it was on Tuesday. Yeah, it was, let's see. Yeah, I think it was Tuesday. Tuesday. I think it was Tuesday. Yeah, there you go. On Tuesday, they told us, okay, the job openings came out, right? and they said, oh, look at this, the job openings are down. Now remember, they've been telling us all along what's securing us, giving us comfort we're not going to go into a recession. There will be no recession because job openings are fantastic. We don't have enough people to fill them. And when the people come to get the job, they demand 20 to 30% more wage than what the spot calls for because people are begging for people to come to work for them. Well, guess what? I've been telling you all along it's a lie. And on August 29th, we get that lie. The report comes out and says, hey, job openings are dropping. They're dropping. So the market should have gone down, right? Wait a minute now. The market should have gone down because they told us the opposite. They said everything was fine. Now, when it goes, so what happens is when the number comes in and the jobs openings are dropping, they say, oh, that's great news. The fake business networks, that's great news. We won't have any interest rate hikes. So inflation is going to come down. And the market rallied that day on the news from the fake business network like CNBC and Fox Business and Bloomberg's and the rest of them, who for months have been saying the opposite. That the reason why we're not going to have a recession is because we have wonderful job openings. But when the job openings came in, the numbers were down, they spun it and said, oh, this is good. And the tourists jump in and start buying stocks. That day, on Tuesday, I warned my gang. I said, look at our color-coded chart. It hasn't turned green. Hasn't turned green. My chart's never wrong. It's a chart we designed. And it never stayed red. The next day, on Tuesday, they come in, or Wednesday, they come in, and we have a new report. And remember, they're telling us the economy's growing. The economy's growing. This is what we're getting for the fake business network. The economy's growing. Well, the economy's not growing. It contracted. Again, the fake business network, who for months and months and months been saying the economy's growing, and that's the reason why we're not going to have a recession, now comes and says, oh, gee, that's good. The economy's not growing. That's good, because that means they're not going to raise rates. They're not going to raise rates. And the market rallied. And I warned everybody. I warned you on the air. Everybody, not even gang members. Get out of these stocks. Get ready to short. Get ready to short. And sure enough, what happened? The market, the spiders pulled back from 453 down to around 442, and we're having a sell-off. Now, going back to the key, while we're going to go to this have a 48% from where we are today at this point, down to where the, if you look on your charts, the 2020 low, okay, where they called it the COVID sell-off. And if you go take a look at that, that's about where we're going to drop. And here's why. If you go back and look from 2008, when they decided to create a scam of QE to start pushing tech stocks up, not value stocks, they said, never mind, we don't want value stocks. That would be great for the economy. Value stocks would work out for everybody, okay? Because value stocks, they, again, print money, give it to the CEOs, drop interest rates down, and put all that money into business investment, business, new machinery, new IT, new buildings, wages go up, the economy grows. Instead, the greedy, richest 1% turn around and say, no, let's get all this free money, and what we'll do is give it to the CEOs of tech stocks to buy their own shares. And this way here, the richest 1% will buy tech stocks because tech stocks can go up without having earnings because they're speculative. They're speculative. Like I said a moment ago, Apple went up 45% since January 2023 in spite of having negative earnings for 2 consecutive quarters. So if you take a look at 2008, when they put the QE together, remember they dropped rates, the 10-year Treasury, to 1.6%. From all that printing of money, the Fed goes in, buys Treasuries, and that's why it dropped down from, let's just use, I don't have the right number, but 3% down to 1.6%. The market took off in 2008. And then the first correction we had from 2008 to 2018, after 10 years, they raised rates on the 10-year from 1.6 to 3, and we had an 18% pullback. 18% pullback. So they immediately turned around, dropped rates again. Then the market rallied. Then we had an inverted yield curve. That was in February 2020. And the market dropped again. So the 10-year yield, they dropped it from 1.5 back down to 0.8%. And we had this big rally, remember, from March 2020 up to November 2020. And then they raised rates again. And we collapsed again. Every time they raised those yields, we collapsed. We haven't had one rally hold, not one, since they raised rates. Why are we going to be so lucky they're going to raise rates where we are now at 4%, where it used to be 1%? We're not going to crash.
Want more information on this show? Go to philsgang.com or give them a call at 877-600-GANG.
You're not alone. 80% of those in the stock market, just like you, lose money. Hi, I'm Phil Graney, philsgang.com. Why do they lose? Because they don't know how to short stocks in a down market. That will change once you use my patent Pro 2 color-coded chart. It works. The technology works. And it not only gives you an edge on the upside, but Pro 2 will put a smile on your face on the downside. That's right. Check it out. Free 10-day trial at philsgang.com.
Thinking about investing in the stock market? Go to philsgang.com, where we have over 50 years experience in trading and investing in the stock market. Phil's Gang teaches you how to make profits in the market with stock chart analysis, up-to-the-minute alerts, and always keeping you informed with professional guidance in long and short-term positions. Go to philsgang.com or call one of our professional staff to answer your questions. 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Stop wondering about your financial future and start doing something about it.
When you listen to the advice of Phil Grandy at philsgang.com, you'll find investing in the stock market makes sense with the right guidance.
People keep saying to me, boy, things are hard, things are tough. Boy, the market's really screwed up. And I don't agree with them. For us here at Phil's Gang, we make it so it's simple. It doesn't matter if the market's bad or good. We consistently do well because we make it simple. And just like for my listeners on the radio or on the internet or my podcast, we make it simple. We try to break it down so you really understand why the market is going up or why there's continued inflation or why the bank rates are going up. So you understand. Especially yields. The most important thing to understand how yields work. Just what we do. We work hard at it.
Trusted advice, easy to understand strategies that will make you a better investor. Get all the details at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Short on time but want to invest in the stock market? Let philsgang.com help you. For only $39.95 a month, you get complete access to all of Phil's powerful investing programs, videos, and resources.
That works for me. Log in, watch the videos, and make profits.
Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. philsgang.com. With the philsgang.com membership, we bring investors right to the floor, into the pits with Phil's daily live webinar classroom. Get inside market guidance on investing strategies. Find out more at philsgang.com or call 877-600-GANG. That's 877-600-4264. Don't have time to analyze and study stocks? At philsgang.com, we recognize that there are all types of investors, and we also recognize that your time is valuable. So we offer investing programs for all individuals. We offer investing programs for long-term and short-term positions. And philsgang.com provides quick and easy to understand investing videos that only take a few minutes to watch. With the philsgang.com investing programs, you will learn technical stock charting, how to execute your trades, and most importantly, you will gain the confidence to know when to get out of a stock and take profits. Sign up at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or give them a call, 877-600-GANG.
What, are you nuts? If the stock market can make you so rich, especially Apple and Microsoft and Google and Amazon and the rest, why are so many Americans poor? If the 401k promises you a retirement, then why is it we are in a retirement crisis? Here's the answer. Because 85% of you get out of the market too late. I fixed that with my color-coded chart, which tells you when to buy, when to sell, and when to get out. That's right, when to run like hell. Check it out. You get a free membership and the free color-coded chart for 10 days. Check it out, philsgang.com.
Welcome
Welcome back. Are you ready to make profits in the stock market? Why not check out philsgang.com or give us a call at 877-600-4264. Now, here's Phil.
Welcome back to Phil's Gang. Listen how they contradict themselves. The fake business news network. Listen to this.
For the rest of the year, we're going to continue to see a theme of perhaps the U.S. economy showing more resilience than expected.
Seeing the market showing resilience, but then the same station.
I think we're going to have to go through some pretty rough economic times.
I mean, they should talk to each other before they go on air, don't you think? Now, to make clear why we're going to go down 48%, it's simple. Listen to this.
I think we're back to 4.5% is kind of where the 10-year should be. And the stock market's saying, that's fine. We can.
No. Okay, now that's what he said. We're at 4.5%. We're fine. That's where the yield should be. Wait a minute. The only way this rally ever occurred from 2008 to 2022, November when it ended, is the 10-year Treasury yield was always at an average of 1.6%. Every time they got above 1.6%, the market cratered. 2018, 2020, and then 2022. So listen to what I'm saying. So the only time we could keep a rally from contracting is we stayed at 1.6. Okay, now we're at the 10-year Treasury at 4.25. And what he's saying, the fake business network, oh, that's okay. That's okay. Listen to what this idiot's saying. This is unbelievable.
I think we're back to 4.5% is kind of where the 10-year should be.
He's saying we're back at 4.5, where the 10-year should be. How can he even say that when the only way that we went from 2008 to November 2022, 600% rally in the S&P because of the 7 tech stocks in the S&P, and the NASDAQ 100 went up 1,200% because they were tech stocks. They don't need earnings. They're speculative. If you give people interest-free money, especially the CEO, they buy their own stock. So stocks goes up as they lose money. Doesn't matter. It's called a bubble. So no one's going to convince me that since 2008 to 2022, the 1,200% rally in the NASDAQ 100, the 600% rally in the S&P because of the 7 tech stocks in the S&P, they only rallied because the 10-year Treasury never went above 1.6. Well, now the 10-year Treasury is at 4.25. And remember, we had a correction in 2018 when the 10-year Treasury went to 3. And then we had a correction in February 2020 when the 10-year was at 1.5 because we had an inversion. All of a sudden, the 3-month Treasury was higher at 1.6. And then we had another correction in 2020 because the 10-year Treasury was at 1.5. So he's saying 4%, we should be right. We're right where we are. Well, of course he's going to say that. He wants you to buy right where we are. Are you nuts? Do you understand what's going on? That's why now, the only thing that's preventing this rally crash from happening is one, Powell puts in the Emergency Bank Act, okay? I never can remember the damn name, but the Emergency Bank Act. And because he put that act in, that banks can go now to the window at the Federal Reserve and get money at 0 interest rates, and they're masking their losses. It's not going to last because the reason it's not going to work because all that money is due in March. But the economy is going to get worse from here to March because what does Biden keep doing? He keeps spending more money than he takes in. That causes inflation. We have to keep raising rates. Do you remember in that rally, and I told her, don't jump into that rally on August 29th and August 30th. Remember, everybody was happy. There's not going to be any more interest rate hikes, remember? Well, guess what? He has to keep raising rates because Biden keeps spending more money than he takes in. It's that simple. And it's that simple to see why we're going to go down 48%. You don't have to be a genius to figure it out. Because there's not one sustainable rally once you get over 1.6%. And worse, take the 3-month Treasury. That's the 3 months. That's even worse. the 3-month Treasury from 2008 to 2022, it was at an average, the 3-month Treasury, at an average 0.1%. 0.1%. That was the average. That's what caused the rally. That's what caused this, the S&P to go up 600%, the NASDAQ to go up 1,200%. But now what's it at? It's not at 0.1%. It's at 5%, 5.4%. Are you absolutely nuts? So this guy comes in from the fake business news networks to try to convince you, oh, hey, guess what? Don't worry that we're no longer at average 1.6% on the 10-year, and don't worry we're no longer at average on 3 months or 0.1%. Okay, no big deal. We went from 0.1% on 3 months to now 5.4%, and we went from 1.6% on the 10-year to 4.25%. Oh, don't worry, we're going to go higher. No! The minute that Powell shuts that window, and it's going to be worse when he shuts that window, the economy, because Biden is not going to stop spending more than he takes in. And then the other thing he's been doing, Powell, to try to keep this rally going, every time the market pulls back a little bit, it always goes back up, right? You notice that? Why? Because like from August 21st to September 1st, remember what he was doing? He knew he was going to have they were caught in their lie, that the job openings were terrific, a lot of job openings, more people looking for jobs, more jobs available than people looking. And he also knew it was a lie that our economy was growing. So he got caught because when those numbers came out last Tuesday and Wednesday, both the GDP and the job openings were down. They weren't up, and GDP was down, wasn't up. And worse, our Friday jobs numbers last Friday, they were terrible. They came in hot. He was looking for 170,000 jobs. They came in at 180. So from August 21st to September 1st, he kept taking interest income from the treasuries he have on his balance sheet, and he kept buying treasuries to try to push down the yields, push that interest rate down to 10-year. And he did that from August 21st to September 1st, knowing that the GDP was weak and the job openings were weak, just the opposite of what we've been told, and that the job numbers in September came in hot. Then what happened? Yields took off again. They started to go right back up. Then what he's been doing today, he's trying to drive the yields back down again. So by having the open window at the Federal Reserve for all these banks to come in, right, and borrow money. That's what's the Bank Term Funding Program. It's an emergency funding program for these banks. The only thing that's holding these bank stocks up, and it's not going to last. The only way it would work, if he put that program in and then Biden said, you know what, I'm not going to spend more money than we take in tax revenue. And inflation keeps going up. And remember, this stupid bill, this climate change bill, $1.8 trillion, is killing our economy because gasoline is still up 58% from when Biden took office the first day. Groceries are still up 19%. And, you know, he loves to say, well, I dropped inflation from 9% to 3.5%. No! Wait a minute. Let's look into that. Don't cherry pick. 80% of that drop was because of oil. Remember that. 80% of the drop is because oil went down. If you took oil out, then we would have gone down from 5%, okay, down to like 3%. You put oil in, it goes from 9% to 3%. So he should explain and be truthful, Biden, and tell people, yeah, I got to readjust the oil here. I got to readjust the oil. I shouldn't say inflation went from 9% to 3%. I'm a hero. I did that for you. He should be honest and say, you know what, the 9% to 3%, it doesn't work that way. When I pulled oil out, inflation really dropped from 5% to 3%. But that's why, again, you got to say to yourself, if the average 10-year Treasury yield drove the market 1,200% the NASDAQ and the S&P 600% from 2008 to where we are today, and those yields were at 1.6%, how can the market not crash when the yields now are at 4.2%? Doesn't work that way. Join my gang free for 10 days, and we'll help you to learn how to short. You don't have to worry.
You have been listening to Phil's Gang with your host, Phil Grandy, on the Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Off the Wall Street Radio Network. Remember to visit Phil's website at philsgang.com. That's philsgang.com. Or call the office, 877-600-4264. That's 877-600-4264.
It's up to me to